Beginners, I'm Margaret here. Today I will be showing you the second important stitch of knitting, and that is the purl stitch. So let's start. I've casted on some stitches here, so I will be showing you the stitches of purl. Okay, so before I could start the stitches of purl, I would like to tell you the knit stitch and the purl stitch are the building bricks of knitting. Okay, so you remember this. So if you learn these two main stitches, you can make many multiples of patterns with these two main stitches. So let's start. So to start this, see, I've casted on stitches in my left hand needle, okay, and 20 stitches I've casted on. So I'm sure beginners, I've told you in the last knitting pattern to cast on 20 stitches. See, I've casted on 20 stitches. See, 20 stitches in the left hand needle. Okay, now which is the cast on. Let's start. Let's take the right hand needle, insert it into the first loop, but in front, leaving your yarn in front of you, not at the back, yarn has to be in front. Take your right hand needle, insert it into the first loop from the front, from top to bottom. Now take your long yarn, working yarn, and put it from back to front, around. Wrap the yarn of wool around the needle from back to front. Twist the needle a little and you will see there is a loop here. Can you see the loop? There is a loop here. Now take your needle through this left hand loop and drop it. See, you have made the first purl stitch. Okay, now let's do another. Take your right hand needle, insert it into the second stitch, putting it from top to bottom, front of the stitch, and take your long working yarn, wrap it around the right needle from back to front. Now push your needle through this left hand loop. You will see there is a loop here formed. Lift the loop off the left hand needle, and now your second purl stitch you have made. So now you have two purl stitches. In this way, with the knit stitch and the purl stitch, you can make many other stitches like the rib stitch, which is made in a border, the stockinette stitch, the seed stitch, and the ribbing stitch, which we make borders with. So you will learn all these things slowly, part by part in my next class. So let's do it again. First we will put the needle. Take your needle, right hand needle, insert it into the third stitch, and from top to bottom, take your yarn and wrap it around your needle from back to front. Push the needle out. You will find that you have got a loop. Lift the loop off the left needle. So your third purl stitch is made. Okay? Later on, I will be telling you the difference between the two stitches, the purl and the knit stitch, the comparison of the purl and the knit stitch, the difference between them. I will explain it to you. So now let's continue. Take the right hand yarn, put your needle through the front of the fourth stitch, insert it from top to bottom, then take your right hand yarn, wrap it around the right hand needle clearly with your from back to front. Now push the loop which you made through your left hand loop and drop it. So you have made the fourth loop. So come on, let's do it again. Remember, practice makes you perfect. So let's start with step 2. Now step 2, I will tell you the comparison and difference between the two important stitches, the knit stitch and the purl stitch. Well, the knit stitch is in a shape of a V, or you can say a small heart. Well, as the purl stitch is in shape of a small oval or a pearl in the sea, and it's got a little bump. We can call it a bump, we can call it a pearl of the sea, or you can take it as an oval. It's in the shape of an oval or a little bump, whichever you like. So let's keep knitting, and while we are knitting, I would like to just do a small recap of what we learned today. Well, today we have learnt the second important stitch of knitting, and that is the purl stitch. So that was the first step. We learned the purl stitch. Now the second step, what we learned? The second step was the comparison of the knit stitch and the purl stitch. And now we will be moving on to the third step. So please keep joining me on the third step. So let's begin with the third step. The third step is the knit stitch and the purl stitches have two faces. Please remember, the knit stitch and the purl stitch has two faces, which is the right side and the wrong side. The right side is the knit stitch, and the wrong side of the knit stitch is the purl stitch. The back of the knit stitch is the purl stitch, and back of the purl stitch is the knit stitch. Row, I've told you all about what is a row. It's a line of stitches on a needle. So let's continue. So take the right hand yarn, go wrap it over the right hand needle around from back to front and push the needle out with the loop on the right hand needle and lift the loop up and drop your stitch down from your left hand needle. So let's continue doing this, repeating. Come on, again we will do this. Take your yarn, wrap it around the right hand needle from the back to the front, and please remember, it's not front to the back, it's from the back to the front, and you insert your needle also from the front. It's not inserted like this. This is wrong. It's inserted from the front, top to the bottom. Take your yarn, wrap it around your needle from the back to the front. Push your needle out through the loop on the left hand needle and lift your needle, right hand needle up and drop your stitch from the left hand. In this way we are making a row of purl stitches. So let's keep doing this till we finish the row. Then I will tell you in my third step what are the two other faces of the knit and purl stitch. But now I will explain to you about a row. A row is a line of stitches on a needle. It can be on the left needle, it can be on the right hand needle, but it's a line of stitches. So I'm to my last stitch now. I'm doing my last stitch now. You can all see I took my yarn in my right hand. I wrap it around the right needle from back to the front, and I push my needle out, lift my right hand needle and drop the stitch. So this is a row. See, this is a row. Now a row has two sides. Let me explain to you. A row has two sides, the right side and the wrong side. This is the right side. The knit stitches are always the right side and the purl stitches are on the wrong side. So I hope you understood that. So now to knit, keep on repeating and practicing, we need to knit. So how can we knit when we have the casted on stitches are stitches of purl which is in the right hand? So for that we have to take our right hand needle, pass it on to our left hand and take the empty or bare needle and hold it back again in your right hand. This does the work, and the needle stitches are on the left hand needle. Always remember that. So you don't have to worry if when you are knitting, if you make a mistake, you can undo the stitch, undo it, redo it again. And you will slowly you will start enjoying doing these two stitches, the knit stitch and the purl stitch. So now, bye for now. I hope you enjoyed my lesson today, and I hope you remember the 3 steps which I've shown you, and do keep practicing. And if you like my video, please do put a thumbs up, subscribe, and also give a comment below, and do ring the bell icon so that you will get new notifications and you can see more videos of mine. Thank you, beginners. But before I go, I would like to do a little recap. I do hope, beginners, you like my videos, and please do put a comment down below. Thank you. Have a good day.